our quest to have this place closed in by Christmas just took a very positive step forward. Scott Brown here. So this is the roof and roof flashings. We're gonna have a roof on by Christmas at least. But there's a few jobs we have to do before we put that roof on. So before we do the roof, we need a wrap inspection, and we need that inspection to pass because the cladding is what's going to take up most of our time. The roof is going to go up pretty quick. So we have to get the paper up. Is that like Peter Pan, kind of?
What's that?
Cutting this.
Peter Pan?
Yeah, remember he cuts open and then he stands in the
Oh
cutout?
shit.
Alright, so this here is a rebated section of the floor frame here. The reason we rebated this is so our window could end up sitting flush with the floor when it's all said and done. Because it's timber joinery, with timber you have to go thicker to get some strength, whereas aluminium you can have a thinner profile. So it ended up taking a lot more of the floor frame out. So we've added all this floor framing underneath to beef it up. So now we paper over it, seal it, and yeah, we'll get the result we want. So another part of the wrap that will be inspected is the window sills. And what we do is we put this tape here. So this is like a sort of flexible, ultra sticky tape that goes on the windowsill. And the orange things, the orange plastic pieces there, they are to give the tape a hard backing in that bottom corner so the tape doesn't end up splitting. So the top corner, we only do a small piece on the corner there, not as prone as the sill is to leaks. The flashing tape is like a last resort. So if your window fails, it gets in and hits the sill tray. And then if the sill tray fails, it gets in and hits this flashing tape. And if this somehow fails, then it hits the building paper. And if the building paper fails, then your timber is treated for moisture. It's pretty safe, I think. Oh, tell you what, that sun just completely melted that flashing tape. Made it so hard to work with. I think it's an important thing to point out is just how hot the New Zealand sun is. Our temperatures are pretty mild. Like if I told you it was 22 degrees Celsius today, it's not that hot, right? It doesn't sound that hot. But New Zealand has a different kind of sun. I think it's because we have a hole in our ozone layer. Our sun's more intense than elsewhere. And it's something that even Kiwis forget. Like when I was overseas, I came back for a wedding after being in the UK, and I'd gone to hot places. I'd been to like Spain and all these really warm places with 43-degree temperatures. But I was here for like 10 minutes in the backyard at my girlfriend's parents' place. Sunburn straight away. The sun's just crazy hot, and you forget how hot it is. And it's this time of year where it really kicks in. So good thing we got one of these sunshades, and one of these cool hats. So I bought this, it's not an ad, I actually purchased this myself, Makita coffee machine recently, and we haven't been able to figure it out. Basically I got espresso coffee, that just seems to clog it up. And let's put this here. Espresso coffee just seems to clog it up, so I've got plunger coffee now. And you might have this machine and you might have already used it and you might be thinking, plunger coffee, Scott, you're an idiot. Well, I'd love to hear how you actually use this because we haven't been able to figure it out yet.
Yeah, give it a go.
Give it a go. The espresso was too powdery and it kind of blocked the pathway from the water to the coffee cup. And I'll do what we did with that one and not fill it right to the top. See what happens.
Oh, bro, look.
I think it
So
did.
it was just the coffee, maybe?
So the light's off. The big reveal. There's no spillage. Well, it's maybe half full.
Oh, yeah, so that tells me we could have put
Oh, bro, that's full.
could have put more water in, a little bit more water.
So the reason I put that on the grass is because it leaked everywhere when we did it with the espresso stuff. So the plunger stuff, very watered down coffee though.
Is it?
Yeah, that's watery, bro.
It's pretty watery, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, bro. That's all good.
Yeah.
Maybe not up to Scott's standard, but that's fine.
It's almost like tea. Alright, we need to try something else. The manufacturer said to separate the sheets so they have a chance to air out and dry out because they're all colour coated. And perhaps the same to do with the colour coat. Either way, follow the orders, Pato.
Yeah, that's right.
And because we don't have the scaffold, we come up with new, exciting ways to do this safely. So here's where the fascia board goes here. Nice roof / handrail that we have here. There's Pato doing the prep work down there. We spent all that time getting the framing right, and that helped the fascia. We pretty much nailed them straight to the framing. Get the frame right and everything follows. First and foremost this morning, we're going to put a scaffold up. Well, I'd say we, it's the scaffold guys that are doing it, not me. But first we're going to pull the window out. It's easy to pull it out without a scaffold there.
You're a blogger?
Yeah, YouTube. Oh. Yeah.
Been down. I'm here in New Zealand.
So it's not only the scaffold that needs to be done, there's a few other things to close the building in. That's the goal. So once the scaffold's up, we can put the roof there. We've done all the wrap, and any minute now the inspector's going to turn up to approve that wrap. And once he's done that, we can put the weatherboards on. And the window guy was here yesterday. And as well as the sill tray, he dropped off this. A little sample of the sill. And I gave him some flooring that he's going to glue to the window, and we'll talk a bit more about that when the window arrives. But the combination of being able to get the cladding on, getting the roof on, and the window arriving, pretty close to closing in by Christmas, I think. Feeling confident. By the way, this is slightly delayed. It's currently the 16th of December, so if you feel like I'm cutting it too fine, by the time this video goes up, don't worry, I've got time. I've got time. Inspector just left. Pass. So basically, over this distance, there's a 20mm fall. 7.5 meters is a 20mm fall. And then we space these out evenly. And that's what our gutter clips onto.
Please like and subscribe Scott Brown. Please click the notification bell.
Is it?
Very hot, bro.
Very hot, very hot.
Okay, around the unfold. The other side of it? Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, is this pop it in?
Yeah,
I think quick way down.
yeah, that seems to work out.
Easy peasy, mate.
That's 2 things checked off. Inspection, passed. Scaffold set up. We just popped that gutter on as the first step, and the owners actually painted the fascia before we put that gutter on, because now we need to put a flashing into the gutter. It's a low pitch roof, and this is an extra requirement. Now before we go into that scorching sun, I need some long sleeves. Alright, let's go. So the roof is low pitched, and therefore we need an eaves flashing at the bottom. And there could be some capillary action, which is the water staying on the end of the sheet and then tracking up underneath the sheet. And that's more likely to happen with this low pitch. So this flashing goes up, under, and then it has a little bend. So when the water tracks underneath, it hits that bend, and then hits the flashing, and then comes back down to the gutter. Looking good, Plato.
Don't zoom in on that paper, eh?
You look like a real roofer.
Because I am, bro.
Oh.
Look at that, Plato.
Oh.
My Demander roof shelf.
Would you look at that? Woohoo! We have a roof. There we go.
Pretty exciting, bro.
We're going to be closed to my Christmas. We are going to be closed to my Christmas.
Then you can measure all your screws and like they're always going to.
Everything's gonna be straight.
Yeah. I'm up here, bro. The screw lines.
That there was a nail, and we had the same nail at the other end, and we had a string line going all the way through, 20mm off the end of the sheet. That way we had the end of the sheet nice and straight, and then we were able to measure off the sheet to our screw line, rather than chalking and trying to follow a squiggly purlin. Yeah, done a good job, I think. So now we just screw it off so it doesn't get pulled off in the wind, get the flashings made, and get onto some weatherboards.